Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances to all the devotees. Gauranga Darshan.
Yeah, in regards to this, one thought that came to me was when Prabhupada said to Tribhuvanath Prabhu, I think to go to Ireland or Scotland somewhere, then Tribhuvanath Prabhu said, but there will be no association. And Prabhupada said, you become the association. And so, also related to the topic of Vidura, you mentioned that Vidura, while he was in the kingdom of Hastinapura, he tried to give the good message, but at some point, at the point where Duryodhana kicked him out, he stopped trying and he left. He said, this is my moment. So sometimes we may be doing the mission and the service of Guru and the authorities, and we may not have all the association we need to guide us in the step-by-step, how things go on. And we have to, on our own, progress. And sometimes challenge come. And there's not always association on these details to say go on or go off or left or right. So how do we know until when do we push up? Keep pushing. Keep pushing in the attempts to find a new place, a new temple, or start a new program. Or I'm not saying anything specific, but sometimes you have to keep pushing, and other times Krishna is saying, no, this is not the way. But might be no sanga also.
Okay. Means you are giving me a scenario where a devotee is struggling to expand the preaching without much association. How long should we push ourselves to do it? Depends on your current maturity in Bhakti, Prabhu, and your nature and your inclination. Everybody cannot have similar levels of determination or similar inclinations. Some people, although there are so many challenges and reversals, they somehow manage to just penetrate through all these difficulties and reversals and they become successful. We have so many such stories also. But there may be some devotees, as soon as there is some difficulty, they get overwhelmed. They are not ready yet for it. So Prabhupada has empowered so many people. Prabhupada himself is so empowered that he went to America alone. There was no association, but he created association. He created worldwide association. So someone is empowered to that level. But when we are not so, we need to be honest. When we don't have such a great capacity, such high faith levels on Krishna, such high purity levels, then we need to be honest enough to take as much as you can take and protect your Bhakti Lata. If you give a PhD question paper or PhD or master's question paper to someone who is in 4th grade, he won't be able to do it. Similarly, amongst devotees also, different devotees are in different stages of their spiritual growth, spiritual advancement. different stages of their development of faith, development of purity and maturity. There are so many inspiring examples, but who is eligible and who is capable of taking that inspiration and going in the direction? That also we have to assess. Like there are so many inspiring examples. Prabhupada has done like this. Who is that? Rukmini Devi has done like this. Prahlad Maharaj has done like this. Yes, it worked for them. Once some devotees were going for book distribution, and Prabhupada asked, "Where are you going?" They said, "We are going to the bar to distribute books there." Prabhupada said, "Make sure you come back." Right? But they must have come back, definitely. But point is, they had the ability to go there. But if you find yourself getting distracted there, then better don't go there. We need to understand what is my capacity. Some people can preach in different areas. But some people may not have the ability to preach in that area. While taking inspiration, and then, okay, let me do it, okay, go, let me just go. Then we get distracted and they lose their basic bhakti also. Right? So we need to understand to what extent I can go. And it's different for different people. Just because someone has done it, he's an inspiring example. You take that inspiration and apply that inspiration in a direction that suits you. Somebody is singing, like that popular example story of Arjuna is a very good singer and a dancer also. Once Bhima wanted to sing like Arjuna. He found a music teacher. He started learning some ragas, and in front of Indraprastha he was singing these ragas so loudly, right? Then all the citizens of Indraprastha became very irritated by his loud practice of singing ragas. They came to Yudhishthira Maharaj and complained. Yudhishthira Maharaj, it's a long story, I'm just keeping it very concise. If it's a kids class, I would have elaborated. Because it is Vidyapith class, I am not elaborating. So all the citizens came to Yudhishthira Maharaj and said, "Please do something. Your brother is disturbing our sleep. Day and night he is practicing so loudly." Yudhishthira Maharaj thought, who will give a feedback to Bhima? Draupadi is very intelligent. Let me tell her. So he went to Draupadi and said, "Please do something about Bhima." Draupadi went to Bhima and said, "You are practicing these ragas, these melodies. It's very good. But you deserve a very peaceful place. The city ambience, it doesn't suit. You go to some forest, some hilly area where not many people are there. There you practice, you can focus better, you can concentrate better." There's a polite way of saying no also. Right? Or giving feedback. Sometimes heavy feedback is required when people are not taking, but sometimes you can communicate your point in a more polite way without hurting. She did not go and say, "Your singing is disturbing everybody. Stop. Enough. Both ho gaya." She did not say like that. She said, "Go and practice in a peaceful place." And Bhima felt encouraged. Yeah, I think Draupadi gave a good advice. So he went all the way. He started practicing his ragas. So one day as he was practicing, somebody came there. He was behind some bushes. He moved the bushes like this and started peeping inside. Who is there inside? Bhima is singing. Then seeing Bhima, he ran away. And Bhima saw that. Bhima started chasing this man and finally caught him and said, "Who are you? I am practicing my singing there. Why are you disturbing me? Why are you peeping inside? And why are you running away?" Then he said, "I am a washerman. I have so many donkeys. One of the donkeys wandered away. I am searching for the donkey everywhere. From those bushes, I heard some sound. I was so hopeful that I found my donkey. But when I went there, I found you, not my donkey. Please don't do anything. Please leave me." He ran away. Bhima thought that, "Oh, I sing like a donkey." Let's not offend Bhima. He stopped his music practice. Getting right? After that, After a few days, Yudhishthira Maharaj came to Bhima and said, I want you to go to Dwaraka and bring Krishna here as early as possible. Right? Tomorrow morning you go, by afternoon you just bring him here. I said, okay, my dear brother, I will do it. So Bhima, the next day he got up and he said, okay, it's a long journey, let me take some breakfast. He took some breakfast. And he thought, it's a long journey, I'll take a nap, power nap. Yoga Nidra, whatever. I'll take a little power nap, then I will start. So he said, he slept, taking a power nap, but after some time he heard a voice, knock on the door. Then his sleep got disturbed. He just got up and opened the door. Yudhishthira Maharaj is standing there. He was so angry. I told you to go to Dwaraka and get Krishna here. You are so lazy, you are sleeping, you are so irresponsible. You have been sleeping since morning. It's afternoon now. I thought I'll take a power nap, but I think I slept some 6-7 hours. So he felt a little embarrassed. Then he closed the door and said, Oh Krishna, Madhusudana, Govinda, Trivikrama, please allow me to fulfill the instruction given by my brother. I have very less time now. Please help me come to Dwaraka and bring you here. As he was praying again, he heard a knock. Then he opened the door. He found Yudhishthira Maharaj standing there. This time he was not angry, he was smiling. He said, Bhima, you are so humble. You already brought Krishna to Indraprastha, and when I was chastising you, scolding you sometime back, you did not speak a single word. You are so humble. When did I go to Indraprastha? Then Yudhishthira Maharaj moved aside, and behind Yudhishthira, Krishna was standing. Then Bhima got confused. Krishna, how did you come here? I never brought you from Dwaraka. Then Krishna said, Bhima, do you remember some time back you were practicing some ragas? Draupadi told you to go to some hilly area and some washerman thought that you are a donkey. You remember all that? Yeah, I remember. Please don't remind me again. I am not at all impressed with this endeavor. Krishna told Bhima, I was not at all impressed with your attempts to learn this music. But 5 minutes back, you offered a sincere prayer to me in your own broken language. Oh Krishna, oh Madhusudana, oh Govinda, please help me execute the instruction of my brother. I am impressed with that. Therefore I came here in 5 minutes. You know what this lesson is, what this story is teaching us? Very important message. Arjuna may be a wonderful singer, but Bhima is not. But Bhima tried to imitate Arjuna and he failed. He could not please himself, he could not please Indraprastha people, he could not please Yudhishthira Maharaj, he could not please Krishna also with that attempt. With the determined attempt to learn ragas. But a humble, heartfelt, simple, natural prayer that he offered to Krishna impressed Krishna so much. Similarly, there may be so many inspiring examples, so many people who must have accomplished so many things in the service of the Lord. How much can I do that we should assess? We should assess ourselves. Take inspiration and apply that inspiration in a direction which suits you. Don't imitate others. Right? So, just because some devotee has done big things in the service of the Lord, we may not be able to do that. Not that we don't want to do or we should not do. We can try to do, but still you are failing. Then you please understand, I think I meant to do some other service.
Where does that line come?
We need guidance. We need guidance for it. And if you are sincere, Krishna will give us that inspiration also. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena maam upayantite. The important line is yena maam upayantite. I will give you that kind of buddhi by which you can come to me, not by which you can get this accomplishment. You got it? Many times we are influenced by influencers. Their name is influencer. We may be influenced to think in a certain way or to define success in a certain way in spiritual circles also. This devotee did this service and he became successful in this way. I think let me follow that. That's good. Till that point it's fine, it's innocent, it's pure desire. But if we apply the determination in a wrong way, in a service that doesn't suit us, that we are not meant, and our seniors have not authorized, for which we have not received blessings, then what's the point exploring in that direction? Right? So we need to assess ourselves. Some self-introspection is required. Second, some evaluation of our peers and other devotees around us, seniors around us, that is also required. Third, to the degree we are sincere, to that degree Krishna will give us some inspiration to reach Him, not to develop a certain skill, not to perform a particular service, to reach Him. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena maam upayantite. His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj says, one devotee said, asking a question to Maharaj, Maharaj, I don't have this skill, I don't have the ability to do this service. Maybe in my next lifetime I will be able to do that service. I want to do that service. I don't have the skill now, right now. Then Maharaj said, whatever is required for you to go back to Godhead, Krishna has already given you. We may think we need so and so skill, so and so resource, so and so privilege, so and so position to serve Krishna in a certain way. But Krishna is not expecting that from us only. He is ready to accept us in His embrace back to Godhead, under the shelter of His lotus feet, the way we are also. That does not mean we don't want to do any service or we don't grow in a certain direction when if that's what is expected from us, that's what we are meant to do. But point is, let's not shift our focus from pleasing Krishna to pleasing people in this world. Let's not shift our focus from improving ourselves in our love for Krishna to proving ourselves in the eyes of this material world, materialistic people. We should focus on improving our Krishna consciousness, not proving that I can do this service. Right? We should focus on what pleases Krishna, what pleases Guru. Am I feeling that Krishna consciousness within by doing this service, or am I just moving around like that, imagining that I'm impressing people, but I'm not growing within? So that evaluation, self-introspection we need to do. We get support from other devotees, and Krishna will personally guide us also. So how much is too much to push ourselves in certain direction? We cannot give a black and white answer to this. You push for 3 days, from 4th day you stop. I cannot give this answer. Right? Or you push for 3 months, 4th month you should stop it. Not necessarily like that. Prabhupada pushed himself for 40 years. He became successful in the last 1 decade. Isn't it? It's completely between the devotee and Krishna, and how much the Guru is guiding. It could be few lifetimes. You see, Bhagirath, Sagara Maharaj's 60,000 sons were burned to ashes because of their own offensive attitude towards Kapila. And Amshuman tried to revive them. He failed. Dilipa tried to revive them. He failed. Finally, Bhagirath tried. So, it's not just pushing oneself for 2 days or 3 days or 2 months or 3 months or 4 years or 10 years. 3 generations. Several decades passed, maybe centuries, I don't know. I don't know the exact duration. From the moment they were burned to ashes till the moment Ganga came there. What is the exact number of years, I don't know. But 3 generations were there. So much determination. Okay, if you see, Bhagirath did like this. Okay, next 3 generations I will try to find this out. I will try to make this. You may make that, but in this process, are you missing out on your own Krishna consciousness? You need to evaluate that. Is it worth it? Is it worth endeavoring in that direction? Or should I focus on my Krishna consciousness? For that you can get some guidance from some senior devotees, your own intuition, your own honest self-introspection. Why am I wanting to do this? Because they did it? Because this will give me popularity? Or am I sincerely wanting to please Krishna? Question your motives, Prabhu. When we are pushing ourselves in certain direction for some service, let's question our motives. Sometimes motives can be negative also. Sometimes motives that may apparently seem very spiritual could be very material also. That we can figure out by honest introspection, by honest prayer, and also support from devotees. Right? What is my motive in doing so? Why am I doing what I am doing? Makes sense? Gauranga Darshan Prabhu? Yes. We ask always intelligent questions. I don't know whether I give intelligent answers, but you had a question? Your name? Rasanidhi Prabhu, yeah.
Prabhu, you were mentioning about...
One second. Somehow I remembered one inspiring thing that I just heard. I heard this from Satchidananda Maharaj in our Bhaktivedanta classes. You are attending online. On-site devotees are coming online also. How many are there? Yeah, I saw you. You both are attending? 3. I saw. 3 of you are attending? Okay. So, there were some devotees who were imprisoned in Russia. This was in the context of Prahlad Maharaj being subjected to so much torture in Hiranyakashipu's kingdom. Right? So, this kind of persecutions happened even in the past also. That's the context. So, these devotees from Russia, they were imprisoned. They were in jail. So, finally, after so much of struggle, after a long time, they were released. And all the devotees there, they were very inspired by these devotees who did so much of sacrifice for the movement, for spreading of the movement. And they even were willing to go to jail and suffer there also. So, these devotees were receiving them back, and they thought, we must take dust from their lotus feet, because these devotees are so special. For the purpose of spreading Krishna consciousness, they even went to prison. So we'll take their dust. So with that intention, at the doorstep, these devotees kept some sand. So when these imprisoned devotees come there, step on that sand and come inside, then all the devotees can take that sand and sprinkle themselves. Mahiyasam padarado abhishekam. That was their motive. Of course, these devotees are very sincere. They really respected these devotees who went to the jail. But the devotees who were imprisoned saw this arrangement and said, jail was better than this. Why? Because in jail, at the max, our body was about to be killed. But here, our bhakti could be killed. This puja, labh, pratishtha, this worship, this respect that these devotees are giving us, that may make us very proud, arrogant, and we may lose bhakti also. Getting right? So they thought like that. I mean, you see, a devotee is very cautious of becoming proud, falsely proud. When you do some great service, you may get public attention. People may clap. People may appreciate you. People may worship you. People take inspiration from you. They want to take selfies from you. They want your autograph. They may do so many things. But it may seem like a very rosy picture. Oh, this rose is very nice and fragrant and smelling so nicely. But there is a thorn. They may be genuine in connecting with you because of whatever good service you have done. But if we are not careful, and if we take that respect too much into our head and become proud, we may lose our bhakti. The respect that genuine devotees are offering us could kill our bhakti also, if we become proud. So we need to protect ourselves from this pride. And we need to constantly be conscious and cautious not to succumb to this anarthas of pride and envy and greed, etc. Sometimes a spiritual activity may be done with the motives of greed and pride. You know that, right? Tamasic bhakta, Rajasic bhakta, Sattvic bhakta. What's the time now?
4:20.
Oh, I went beyond time? Just I'll take your question later, I'll complete this point. Tamasic Bhakta also performs Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. But what is the motive? He has violent tendencies. He had no compassion. Tamasic Bhakta means Bhakti can never be Tamasic, but someone who is practicing Bhakti could be in Tamogun, could be in mode of ignorance. So what is the symptom of that mode of ignorance? They may be violent. They may not have compassion. And Rajasic Bhakta, they may be doing Shravanam Kirtanam. They may be reading, they may be preaching, they may be doing many things, but internally they are very ambitious. I want to get this. I want name, fame, prestige, wealth, power, control over others. That may be their intention. Apparently, you may see them as very successful people. Or he has done this, he has done that. Correct. It could be so. But within that devotee's heart, if there is a tendency to enjoy that name, fame, prestige, adoration that's coming, it is Bhakti in Rajogun. And what is Bhakti in Sattvagun? Desiring liberation, desiring personal happiness. Right? All these devotees are doing the same limbs of Bhakti. They may be hearing Harikatha, they may be chanting the holy names, they may be taking darshan of the deities, they are worshipping. All this is happening, but internally motives are different. Right? So why am I doing what am I doing? I may be doing a activity, a service, spiritual activity, spiritual service. But that spiritual activity could be done with a material motive. We need to check our motives. And we need to check the motives. You do a check and you do some check also. Means you introspect nicely, give up that motive. And this happens when you express it to some devotees, honestly. So I am feeling like this. Should I do it or not? I feel like venturing into in this direction. So should I do it or not? Yesterday one devotee asked me, Prabhu, I will not give details or names. I want to do this service. Should I do it or not? Simple. So what is the motive? Oh, this has these prospects and this service will be pleasing to these Vaishnavas. Okay. As long as the pure motive is there, is fine. But if I do this service, I'll get public attention. I'll get more claps or whistles or likes or whatever. If that is the motive, serving Krishna is not the motive, then better not explore in that direction. Or you can explore in that direction if there's potential there, but refine your motives. Purify your motives. Let me do this service not for this reason but for that reason. Not for the reason of getting attention, but for the reason of pleasing Krishna, serving Krishna, pleasing Vaishnavas. So we need to constantly evaluate our motives, evaluate our intentions and refine them, purify them. Right? Makes sense. All this happens when we are regularly in touch with Harikatha, Srimad Bhagavatam and Sadhu Sanga. Don't forget these two. Sadhu Sanga and Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha and Sadhu Sanga keeps us in right spirits, purifies our motives, helps us be in proper consciousness. If these two, the Sadhu Sanga and Harikatha inputs are not being given, you may do big things. But we may assume that we are going towards Krishna, but we end up in a different destination. When our actions are not guided by pure intentions, those actions will not give us pure destinations. Make sense? When the actions, spiritual actions, apparently spiritual actions, seemingly spiritual actions, are not guided by pure intentions of pleasing Krishna, then those actions are actually distractions. They take us to different destinations, not the actual destination of the lotus feet of Krishna. Not that easy. walking on the path of bhakti is not that easy. There are very, very small, subtle ways in which Maya can affect us. We may not even realize it. Ajamil fell down as soon as he saw that scene. But he realized that he fell down only when he met Vishnu Dutas. Isn't it? Only he heard a holy name seminar from the Vishnu Dutas. He realized, I fell down. When? Long back. Similarly, we may get distracted or deviated or fallen by doing some aparadha or by doing something. But for us to realize it may take some years. So we need to regularly evaluate our intentions behind our actions. Makes sense? Should I take your question now or next class? I'll hear the question. Depending on what the question is, I'll decide should I give a longer answer or a shorter answer. If it is a long answer, we'll postpone.
So, Prabhuji, you are mentioning about materializing the spiritual activities or spiritualizing the mental activities. So, like whenever we are doing some seva, so my observation is like when there is a time duration is there, when little time duration, and we have to somehow do that seva, then over the period of time it becomes some mechanicalized or materialistic. Or same time, if you give them more
mechanical need not be material, right? You may feel that I am doing this service in a mechanical way. Not much emotions are there, not much feelings are there, just going with the flow. That need not be totally material. There may be material aspect, but sadhana, bhakti is done with that flavor. Why sadhana bhakti is done? What is the definition of sadhana bhakti? We may not have deep bhava or emotion for Krishna, but we just engage our senses in different spiritual activities to eventually get that bhava, to gradually develop that bhava. So as long as that bhava is not there, activity could be mechanical also. But even that mechanical performance or quote-unquote emotionless or less emotion performance of spiritual activity is also beneficial for us when the intention is pure. Emotion is not developed, but intention is pure. Right?
I was referring in terms like we have to do that activity, but because of the time duration, because of that short span of time, we have to do somehow. So just do it, tick mark. Correct. In that way it happens. And if we have long time also, so then it becomes like complacency comes.
Correct.
So how to balance? So like that was the. We have to keep
make
time
it medium, reasonable time. But it may not be possible always. Sometimes we are given some activities to do. To-do list is given to us. Some time frame is set, and you have to finish it by then. Then what to do? You have to do in that mode only, depending on the need of the hour. But they are occasional. You don't have to worry so much about it. Ensure that your chanting and hearing are not like that. So as far as activities are concerned, some are circumstantial. You may have to do the needful. When to go deep, when to move forward, you need to understand. Some activities are not worth going deep also. It may be service, spiritual activity only. But for that, so much of attention is not needed. So much of mind space is not needed. So, okay, fine, do the needful. This is sufficient. Move ahead. For example, you are making slides for a PowerPoint presentation. Okay? You have your Bhakti Vedanta Canto 1, Canto 2 presentation you are making. There is no end to going deep into making your slides so attractive and beautiful. You may spend 1 hour on each slide, decorating the slide. One flower in this corner, one flower in this corner. I did all that. Slide transition and text animations, image animations, getting GIFs. GIF means that animated image. So how much should I decorate this slide? Oh, devotees are going to see this slide for 1 minute, 60 minutes. I should spend at least 1 hour to make this slide. So for a half an hour presentation or 1 hour presentation, you may spend 2 full days or 4 full days. But you can reduce the decoration little bit and focus on the content, right? It may not be so mandatory that you go deep, even if you have time also. It's not necessary that you go so deep into presenting the slide in a very, very decorative way, and at the cost of compromising on the presentation, compromising on internalizing the content. What makes your presentation enlivening to the hearers? When you internalize the subject matter, when you speak from heart. When you speak from slide, it will attract their ears and eyes, senses. When you speak from heart, even if there is no slide also, you can touch their hearts. Getting right? Example is okay? So sometimes it's not necessary to go deep into an activity. Okay. Slide banana, okay. Let me keep some flow nicely. Let it be reasonably aesthetic, not heavily aesthetic, depending on the thing, depending on the requirement. If it is a very heavy presentation, like 1,000 people are attending and PPT takes the center stage, then make the slides in a very nice way. Don't just take black color, white color background and some black letters here and there showing like an A4 sheet. So decorate it little bit, because it's an important thing. But sometimes it's not required also. That discrimination you should have. That's where you can save time. Earlier, some 12 years back, I was asked to make, 15 years back, when we came here, I was asked to make Prerana poster. Sanat Kumar Prabhu was giving Prerana lecture. I was asked to make a Prerana poster, A3 size. 1 week I designed in Photoshop. At the time I did not know Photoshop also. There was one devotee, Murugesh Prabhu here. He knows Photoshop. I was taking inputs, and then for 1 week I was designing this and then. Then I sent the poster. They printed also. And the in charge there, some senior devotee called and chastised me left, right, center. Why? What is this? Why did you put this here? Why did you put this here? They asked me to design, and I designed, spending 1 week, and they are giving me chastisement. Of course, I didn't say that, but that's what has happened. That's what did happen ultimately. They didn't like the poster basically. The speaker liked, but the coordinators did not like. Okay. Harekrishna. And after giving me a dose for half an hour, at the end the devotee said, overall it's good only, but but whatever I said in the last half an hour. So it was not worth. But I learned Photoshop in this endeavor. But there is another perspective of seeing it also. When your intention is pure, even if you end up wasting your time, it's not waste, it's investing. Let me tell you. 2008 we came here to GEV for a program, congregation program was there. Haribalanand Prabhu was the in charge. You know him? He is the one who got a bus, and then some 50-100 devotees were there. So myself and Nimai Lila Prabhu also came as servants, volunteers. So they told, make chapatis. Time. We sat in the kitchen and we were making chapatis. For a long time we were making chapatis. So many chapatis were made. Then after some time he comes and announces, today we are not serving chapatis, we have to serve puris. Then redo. Right? I think puri chapati or chapati puri, I don't remember, but the menu changed. Then again you have to shorten it and make it thin or something like that. The processing is a little different, right? Chapati means like, we have to put oil and then fold it. It has multiple layers, but puri does not have all that layers. So he said, you mix everything and then they make puris. Oh, Prabhu, we said like this. Then Prabhu said, very important point. You may think that you have wasted time, but you have already made spiritual advancement by investing your time in making this. They changed the decision, that is their problem. But you did with sincerity, you made spiritual advancement. Getting right? Whenever you do some service with sincerity, all the materially speaking, externally speaking, that is apparently waste of time, but because you have done it with intentions, with good intentions, with emotions, with sincerity, that will nourish you, that will bring you one step closer to Krishna. Right? You showed some obedience in it. In our BT time, I think Nimai Lila Prabhu only asked this question. We were asked to clean the temple hall, Radha Gopinath temple hall. Afternoon 2.5 hours slot is given to us to clean the temple hall with some cloth or some brasso, that liquid. You go to the hinges and start, rubbing them, make them shine. Have you done the services? Yeah, we were doing all that. The Nimai Prabhu asked our in charge, saying that, Prabhu, we are asked to spend 2.5 hours cleaning the temple hall which is already clean. Why are we wasting time? That time we could have read Bhagavad Gita or Bhakti Shastra exam is there. But every day 2.5 hours, go and clean the temple hall, clean the hundi. The cleaning in charge will come and allocate, you clean this hundi, next 2.5 hours. There's so many carvings are there, right? Take a cloth, dust it, and clean it, and 2.5 hours in going in that. So some of our intellectual people, especially Nimai was getting very bored. He complained, why are we doing this? Then our VT in charge, Vamsi Vihari Prabhu, gave a beautiful answer. He said, you may think that you can utilize that time in reading Gita or doing something else, but that 2.5 hours which are apparently wasted, you are utilizing it to cultivate humility. You are doing something as per the instruction of some superior, and you can cultivate humility by that obedience, by that submissiveness. It's not waste of time. From one perspective, it may seem a waste of time, from a practical perspective or some other, whatever, logical perspective, nyaya perspective, rational perspective. But from another angle, you see the same task as an opportunity to cultivate humility, submissiveness, tolerance, patience. Sometimes we get heavy chastisement also. Fine, no problem. Patience. So it all depends on our consciousness. One day one of our devotees in the training phase, I don't know why am I recollecting so many incidents. We were allocated rope lines in the ashram. Very limited rope lines are there. We some 25-30 people are there in that small room, and these 25 lines you wash and dry your dhotis. So in the Ishta Goshti, one devotee complained, saying that, Prabhu, other devotees are coming and drying their dhotis on my rope line. What am I supposed to do? There are limited rope lines. I just wash my clothes and come here, and then rope line is not empty. You know what our Prabhu said? Allow that dhoti to dry nicely, then you take it out, fold it nicely and give it to the devotee who dried on your rope line. He stopped. He just kept quiet. I saw one devotee taking that dhoti and then just throwing and dried his dhoti. It's very irritating for them. There is no other rope line also. but our Vansivihari Prabhu said, you just allow it to dry, fold it nicely and give it to the devotee. Answer is over. Ayavadu. Next point. What is next point? So you can approach different situations or temptations in a Vaishnava way also, or sometimes in an agitating way also. Agitation also has its role. You can't just perpetually tolerate. I'm not saying that you have to just keep quiet all the while. That's not the point. Maharaj says that in the name of humility and tolerance, you should not allow yourself to get exploited. When you have to raise your voice, when you have to stop some activity, that intuition Krishna will give, right? But there are different ways of looking at the same incident. When you are mature, we will approach the incident in a more Vaishnava way. We will address the situation in a more Vaishnava way. Not in an aggressive way, not in an impulsive way, not in an offensive way. There are ways of approaching problems, issues, temptations, distractions, allegations in a more mature way also, in a more Vaishnava way. We have to make a choice. Make sense? Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.